Hello, brothers and sisters. How you doing? I hope everybody's hanging in there, staying home as much as you can, limiting your trips to the stores when you're out, making sure, you're social distancing, and that's part of your mission right now. Again, we are in unprecedented times. Our world is upside down and certainly inside out. I need you to lead by example to your friends and your family and all who know you, as I'm trying to do. We've seen images on social media at job sites of people being too close to each other. There's nothing more important than protecting yourself at the work site, given the fact that we're an essential workforce and we continue to provide the services that we're doing for the customers. We certainly have a responsibility to man the jobs, especially the temporary hospitals that are being built, the morgues and everything else that we're being called upon to provide the vital services that are necessary in this time of crisis. And so I do want to commend every one of you that goes to work every day. Unfortunately, that's not the case for many of our members at this time. We're about 40% unemployed in most of the branches in the construction division. We had 1,000 unemployed before this crisis started, and then over 2,000 on temporary layoff, A-rated electricians, another 1,000 from all the other classifications, and so we're close to 40%. Thank God we have the ability to supplement the unemployment insurance that you get. We have the stimulus bill that added $600 a week. I know it came this morning for some of you, so that's helpful. But again, to be able to rely and fall back on the funds that we have are critical to our survival. I think back to 2008 when we had over 3,000 journeymen unemployed for more than a year, and we got through that. We got through that pretty solid. Nobody lost their medical insurance. Nobody lost their pension credit, and we survived it. We survived 9/11, despite the fact that, as you know, many of our members ran towards the pile, and so many ran the other way. We responded to fix the infrastructure there. Many of our members put themselves at risk, and quite a few paid the ultimate price. And I pray to God that that doesn't happen here. We've had over 40 members hospitalized, half of them spouses. About 11 have come out of the hospital and are home recovering, thank God. And unfortunately, we know of 3 deaths and possibly 4. Lenny McCullough is pretty sick. I urge you all to keep him in your prayers, and all of the members of Local 3 that have been impacted by this COVID virus. And so many others that we don't know about, family members and friends and neighbors, all New Yorkers. We're the epicenter of this crisis, this virus, that I wish we had been a little more prepared and seen it coming, but it is what it is. And the impact is tremendous. First of all, on Local 3, our ability to operate. We're operating at 50% staff. We have a few that are sick, many that are working from home, and we're continuing to try to fulfill the responsibility of running this organization. But it's getting harder and harder. Financially, a 30 or 40 or 50% cut in the working assessment is going to impede our ability to do what we got to do. We've made sacrifices. The business agents and assistant business managers and officers have all took a significant pay cut here to keep us afloat during this difficult time, and we're going to be challenged if we don't properly fund this organization. We're pretty much out of business, and so we're going to have to deal with that. But there'll be longer impacts of this crisis. The unemployment will linger. I don't think the faucet is going to come right back on and people are just going to go back to work, business as usual. Revenues to the MTA and to the Port Authority from the airports have been decimated. Projects that they've had on the books and work that we anticipated at JFK and transit are going to be delayed, and this is going to impact us for some time to come. It's my hope that the president will come to his senses and acknowledge the need to put people back to work, not only local 3 members, but the millions that are unemployed. Give them opportunity like FDR did, create a jobs work program. Infrastructure projects could start with all the affiliated work that goes along with that could put a lot of Americans back to work. And it's my hope that they just don't throw the money in the toilet, that they anticipate the changes that they need, renewable energy, the impact of climate change, which is taking a little break right now, given the fact that so many people across the globe are home and businesses are shut down. In a very short time, there's been an impact on the climate. And so we look forward to that as an opportunity that I hope will come if this government comes to its senses and recognizes what it needs to put people to work. The other financial impact is on our benefit plans. Again, 50% off, 50% contributions coming in. It's nothing more important than our welfare fund and to continue to provide the needed medical and hospitalization benefits. These are benefits that we've expanded over the years, great benefits, things we cover that we had the opportunity to cover. I'm not so sure that as that plan gets stressed, that we're going to be able to continue to provide for everything that we do. We may have to slim it down. We may have to shift contributions from other benefit plans into the welfare fund, because there's nothing more important than the medical coverage for our members and their families, and certainly our retirees. So this is a challenging time. I'm struggling with every decision that I make that may be unpopular. We have this circumstance Thursday night, our union meeting. We had the meeting in March. There was a lot of people there. It was an abbreviated meeting. We did it and we went home. This Thursday, we have a responsibility in order to fulfill our obligation to conduct the business of the union. We're going to have an A meeting. I would suggest if you don't need to be there, don't come. We're going to limit access to 90 people, 30 inside, socially spaced, 30 outside on the side of the library, and 30 in front. And that's it. We're going to conduct the meeting, read the minutes, read the bills, get the approval for the bills so that we can pay our bills, and approve the executive board minutes, and then suspend the rest of the regular order of business. The special order of business is the nomination of officers, which, as you were made aware by letter, that it's been open now for a couple of weeks. Anybody that wanted to nominate anybody could have come up to the union or filled out a card or done it by mail. And on Thursday, as we limit access to the union meeting, which will mean there'll be a nurse that'll take your temperature, you'll be issued a mask, and like I said, the first 90 that get there are going to be brought in. If somebody shows up that is denied access to the meeting but is there to place somebody's name in nomination, there will be inspectors with cards. They can fill out a card, and as long as the nominations remain open, they will bring that card into the meeting and we will honor that. I don't know how else to do this. If we have to have an election, similarly, it's going to be very difficult. We have some authority to push that off, but we'll see. We're just going to be operating at a time and a place where we've never had to do anything like this before, and so I ask for your patience. I ask for your support in some of these decisions, these hard decisions that local 3 officers are going to have to make here to protect you and your benefits. And It's my hope, and I pray to God every day that our families, our members are not seriously impacted here long term, but the prognosis at this point is bleak. And this is about survival. This is about whether or not our union is going to survive this. If you think about it, the pressure that could come on people that need to feed their families. If an opportunity comes out to go work non-union, they put a mask on and bite the bullet and go to work. Work for $20 an hour, no benefits. That's been our challenge for some time now, but that pressure may become greater as the hardships start to bear down on our membership. I hope and pray that our electricians are smart enough to know that this is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that we all depend on, and it's critical that we get through this, but it's certainly not going to be with sacrifice. And so again, I want you to be careful, take care of your families, on the job, demand the proper PPE, and practice the safest working conditions that you can if you have to be there. I give credit to those that step up, especially those working in and around the hospitals. We acknowledge our healthcare workers, the pressure. I can't imagine the stress in those emergency rooms, in those hospitals, as they deal with this terrible pandemic of what they're going through, one after the other. And the bodies are piling up in refrigerator trucks, and they're talking about mass graves here in New York. You can't get cremated. This is unprecedented. However, we as Americans have survived a lot of stuff. The Great Depression, World War II, 9/11, Sandy. We rose to the occasion, and our union has come out stronger after each of those events. And I am confident at the end of the day, given what I know about the hearts and the minds of Local 3 and IBEW members across this country, that we too as a brotherhood will prevail. And finally, I miss Harry. Many of you do. Many of you didn't know him. And of course, in times like this, crisis, you need leadership that's going to rise to the top, meet the challenge. And he reminded us, and I'll end with this: be kind. Everyone you meet is putting up a hard fight, and that's where we are today. So I'm glad I could take this time to share this opportunity to speak to you about these challenges, and I look forward to better days. Again, if you don't need to be at that union meeting, certainly don't come. It's not that important. We'll conduct the business of the union in a safe manner, and we'll deal with each day, each new day, and each new challenge, as we have always, in what is doing what is in the best interest of the members. So hang in there, brothers and sisters. God bless America. God bless Local 3.